Hey guys, it's ExandShadow, and welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. In the last part, we discovered the ice half of the Hailfire Peaks, and in this part, we're going into Wumba's wigwam in order to immediately ignore it for Mumbo's skull. Yes, one of the most convenient ways to get in between the fire and ice sides, assuming that you're not using warp pads, of course, is to warp between Mumbo's skull and Wumba's wigwam. As much as that doesn't make sense, because Wumba's wigwam isn't attached to any walls, and you walk through a secret passage in her tent, meaning you should just walk back into the overworld, but you know what, whatever, I'll cut you some slack this time, game. You are, perfect in every other way. But basically, that's really one of the more interesting things about the level, and they do tell you about this. Like, I think one of the signs in the air bubble room says like something like "Skull Wigwam, Wigwam Skull," or there is a visible crack in Mumbo's skull that you might have been able to notice, because I'm pretty sure it's in the same part of the wall that it was when there was a cracked part of the wall back in Jolly Roger's Lagoon. But, we're also going to be able to see this cutscene for the first time, because this plays whenever you bring Mumbo to Wumba's wigwam, and she just gets mad and tells you to leave, because they don't really like each other. But you know what? I'm just gonna respect her wishes, because, I'm not in the mood to get into a fight. Because, see, like, look, her wigwam isn't connected to the wall, so walking through that door right there should have just brought me back outside. Whatever, game. Whatever. But anyway, this is the most convenient way to send Mumbo into the ice side, because trying to get him to walk all the way over to the warp pad is just obnoxious. But here we get to use one of Mumbo's, well, not one of, Mumbo's Mumbo pad ability in this level, and it's called Life Force. Yeah, that's right, Mumbo can bring back the dead. Why didn't we just do this when Bottles died at the beginning of the game? That's why we're out here, isn't this? Revenge? I think that revenge could have been put back on the table when we have the ability to raise the dead. And I know I'm using, like, why not Phoenix down Eris logic here, but it's just, you can raise people from the dead. What? They don't have a Mumbo pad at Banjo's house? Oh, boo-hoo, let me cry you a river there, buddy old pal. These things can obviously be transported, because this thing got frozen and was suspended in the middle of an ice block there, so you can obviously move them places. Pick one of those suckers up and bring it back. Ugh. Game. Anyway, this is one of the more annoying instances in a level, because, again, this is an instance where we can't do all of Mumbo's stuff all at once. We are going to have to take 2 trips to Mumbo's skull and bring him out a second time. However, we can't basically there are 3 different places where we have to use the Mumbo's ability, but we can get 2 out of the 3 done at once, so, that's nice, I suppose, right? Right? Whatever. Again, I should say, just like Hailfire Peaks Fireside, Ice Side Hailfire Peaks has a dragon which will shoot like ice bolts at you, which, sucks. So, if you want to deal with that as soon as possible, you can, nothing's stopping you. But I just wanted to take care of these different parts of the level first. I wanted to do something before fighting the boss, because fighting the boss is something I usually like to save towards the ends of the levels. But that's mostly just my normal gamer thought process going, because, there's just part of me that always thinks that the boss is something that should come at the end of a level as opposed to closer to the beginning. But, if you're not like me and you actually have logic and reason and stuff, you should probably go after them first, so you can stop the obnoxious rain of ice and hail and fire and brimstone coming from the sky and stuff. That would probably be a nice touch. Oh, and here's another instance of Rare sucking its own cock. This dude is Saberman, who, if I remember correctly, was a character in some old game that Rare made called Saberwolf that nobody gives a shit about anymore. Yeah, I have no idea why they brought this guy back, because as far as I'm aware, Saberwolf didn't really do all that well. Like, hold on, I'm doing a quick, he's also the game's called Saberman, but they also have a reference to him in Killer Instincts, I believe, too. You know, oh wait, here we are. Saberwolf was the name of the game. Saberman's the name of the series. But Saberman, there was a Game Boy Advance Saberwolf game. Wow. Okay, maybe this. Okay, well it seems to. Well, it was like some old PC game or something like that. It was on the Commodore 64. If that'll give you some time frame for when this thing was released. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, this is just another example of Rare trying to bring back some of its very, very obscure history. You know, maybe we'll see a Battletoad next. Or maybe a Connectable. Actually, I don't think they worked on Connectables. They worked on Connect Sports, but whatever. I'm reaching to the bottom of the barrel for jokes here. And right there, that alien kid there, that's the third instance where you need to use Life Force from Mumbo. That alien kid is, well, dead. Because dead children are always something that should be found in an E-rated video game. I'm not going to go down that dark road. But, yeah, in order to get him done and thus get the alien side quest done, we are going to have to bring him back to life using Mumbo again. So you are going to need to do 2 trips for this mission, so apologize for that, I suppose. This kid, however, can be freed just as simply as using the bill drill on that ice block, so, you know, that's nice. You know, at least one of them is simple. You know, you can always appreciate that when something's just like, okay, I saved you, you can go now. That's nice. And you don't have to, as you could probably have seen up there, you don't have to go this grip grab route. I mean, you'll have to go this grip grab route on your way back, but if you use the warp pad, I'm pretty sure you can just walk over there and fall over to the side with that alien kid. So you could do that if you wanted to, but whatever. Also, frozen guy. Huh. You know, by this point of the game, most of those guys are the Red Eyes variation, you know, where they try to kill you, because even this game can't even give you a freebie without making you earn it by this point. But, whatever. I guess they must have programmed the wrong one in or something. Or maybe all of that ice has mellowed it out some. I don't even know. Anyway, now that we've got the Globo, we can do Wumba's challenge for... Well, not Wumba's challenge, but we can use Wumba's transformation for this level. And thankfully, Wumba's transformation is something where we can actually do all of her stuff at once. You know, we don't have to do something as the Snowball, then switch back and then become the Snowball again. We can just stay as the Snowball. And, oh yeah, also... This is the Snowball. The Snowball is one of the more fun transformations in Banjo-Tooie, just because it's unorthodox, but it's funly, that's a word. It's fun unorthodox. Basically, the way it works is that the more your health grows, the bigger you grow as a snowball. And you can gain your health the normal way by picking up honeycombs, but you can also pick it up by rolling around in the snow, because, you know, you're a snowball. Pressing the B button on top of giving you a speed boost is also the way you're supposed to attack things. And there's a bunch of different puzzles involving how big or small you need to be as the Snowball. And the only way to damage yourself as the Snowball is to, well, hurt yourself, which you can do just by running into an enemy or something. But I really do like this transformation, on top of just the comedy factor of watching the Snowball roll around, even though that backpack should stop its rolling momentum. But, you know, it's just, there's a lot of fun things you can do as it, and I think that that's... Wow! The dragon helped me get that one. Odd. Anyway, the thing about that Jinjo there, which you're normally supposed to do, is you're supposed to use the Snowball, get as big as you can so you have enough weight, and then roll through that gust of wind until you finally reach the guy on the other side. And also, a nice attention to detail here is that when you're rolling around on the lava side, you'll gradually start to lose health because, you know, you're on the lava side and you're a snowball, you're obviously going to melt. So there's such a nice amount of detail put into this transformation that you don't see from a lot of the other ones. You know, this transformation gets quite a lot of... there's quite a lot of thought put into the puzzles involving it, as opposed to just making... as opposed to something like the plunger in Glitter Gulch Mine. That was really just there so you had a couple of areas that you needed to unlock by using the plunger. You know, here there's some actual thought put into what you need to do as a snowball, where you're going, how to get to the places where you need to use it, and the mechanic itself is surprisingly fun because rolling around as a snowball and ramming through things is one of the funnest ways to explore the level in Hailfire Peaks. You know, you don't normally move that quickly and invincibly. Let me remind you. You know, you don't usually go that fast, you know, with that invincible feeling in the level. You know, it's sort of similar to the feeling you get when you're controlling the Daddy T-Rex back in Pterodactyl Land. You know, it's a nice power trip feeling without feeling too broken. You know, you still have to keep an eye out for stuff, and the Snowball definitely has weaknesses. It's just that those weaknesses are built into the mechanics as opposed to just being something there so that you can have a weakness. Like, I'm going back to the plunger again, but the plunger had to hop around and take damage whenever it attacked something for basically no reason. You know, it was just to make the transformation a little bit more cumbersome for you to use, so you're not traveling around as that the entire time, you know? Anyway, the button we just pressed, you do have to go through the fire side as the Snowball in order to reach it, and you have to be as big as you can in order to press the button all the way down. Same thing here with this train this train station button. You are going to need to be as big as possible in order to open up this train station. And yes, Hailfire Peaks does indeed have 2 train stations, but that's its own little puzzle, and we're going to be getting to that later in the level. So stay tuned for that, I suppose. But with that, you're pretty much done with the Snowball. You can get everything you need to get done with this dude done in the matter of like 3 minutes if you know what you're doing, and probably 10 if you don't. Although having to make yourself small by using that fire is one of the more annoying parts of the level, I will admit. But anyway, once you're done with the Snowball, I recommend, you know, you're right next to Mumbo with the warp thing there, and you only need to go up to this warp pad anyway in order to finish off the Mumbo stuff. So after you're done with the Snowball stuff, or possibly before you even start the Snowball stuff, I recommend going straight to Mumbo to Life Force the Alien Child. After you take care of that, you're done with him for the rest of the level, so you don't have to worry about going back to Mumbo's hut or Wumba's hut for the rest of this area. So that's really nice. You know, you can get all of Mumbo and Wumba done within like 20 minutes on your first try, and you know, that's really nice. You know, if there's one thing that's annoying about games like these is where you have to go back and forth and keep on using the same mechanics over and over again. Here you get Mumbo done and Wumba done relatively quickly, but their usage, or at least the Snowball's usage in this level, is nice and unique, as opposed to just, you know, something tired and boring that we've been doing the entire time, you know? I mean, why would you want to do that again? Anyway, yes, now we're finally taking advantage of the flight pad for this level, and yeah, look at that glorious, glorious, glorious slowdown. We're probably, at times it can run as bad as like 10 frames per second. Yeah, right now we're getting lucky, and you can see most of the frames of animations on Kazooie's wings, so, you know, props. But, oh, there it is. There's our beloved slowdown again. I had missed you so. Anyway, you can fly up straight to the boss fight right there, but I'm actually going to be exploring some of the other areas of Hailfire Peaks because first off, I had missed these 2 notes here, and you know, that's no good. I think at this point, yeah, I've gotten every single note in the level besides the treble clef, which is hidden in the ice side in one of the more out-of-the-way caves, so we're not going to be worrying too much about that anymore. But you can get those notes in a more organic way, but I just decided to get them that way. And then I meandered about a bit because I wasn't sure what I was supposed to be doing by this point. But now that I'm on the flight pad, I have a clearer sense of myself. If you go over these stones right here and go into the same opening that I'm going into right now, you will enter the train station. Well, oh yeah, this is the train station. There are the lava side train station, I should mention, because as we saw earlier, there are 2 different halves. And also, that's where the last honeycomb piece is for this level. Or, well, one of the honeycomb pieces for this level. It could be the last if you had done the Clockwork Kazooie egg trick that I had mentioned earlier, but we're not going to be getting, I'm not going to be getting that that honeycomb for another little bit. But other than the honeycomb piece here, there's one thing that you need to do before entering the lava side area from the other entrance, because there are 2 different entrances to the lava side train station. You know, there's one normal front entrance, and then there's sort of a side entrance a tier up higher. And well, you're not going to be able to do anything on that higher entrance until you call Chuffy into the area using the sign here. I guess you could go back to an earlier level if you were doing some backtrackies type stuff and then bring the train over here to go more organically. But, I just want to get this done as fast as possible and in the most straightforward way as possible, so I'm doing it this way. Yeah. Although that seems like a really speedrunny sort of thing to do, and I don't think that any of the Chuffy missions would be something that you'd want to go out of your way to do if you're going for like a pure speedrun in this game. And also, if you're doing like a 100% speed run, I suppose, you might want to do it that way, but I'm not going to be doing it that way. But yeah, as you might have been able to guess, the puzzle involves Gobi there, because you can see the entrance and Gobi over there. And yeah. But you know what? I'm sick of this lava side train station. Why don't we go to the ice side train station? That sounds like fun. Actually, we can't because Gold King Cole here is going to yell at us that we can't do it because it'll crack his boiler room or something, I don't know. So, next time we're going to figure out how to get to the Ice Side train station. I'm ExandShadow, and I'll see you guys later.